Welcome to the show, Roame Lowry. You are the last remaining original band member of Maze, featuring Frankie Beverly, and also one of the founders of TMF, which is The Music Forever, which were a band of 7 brothers. You were playing in nightclubs in San Francisco when you were seen by the legend Marvin Gaye and introduced you to Capitol Records, whilst evidently Marvin loved the band, but asked you to seemingly change your name, which is why you became Maze, and the rest is history. There's so much great stuff to talk with you about, Roame. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do tell us more.
Well, we played in a club in San Francisco, and Marvin's sister-in-law loved the band, and we used to always tell him to come and check us out. He came up to San Francisco, fell in love with the band, hated the name.
Yeah.
He also introduced us to Larkin Arnold, which was from Capitol Records, A&R. Right. And we signed our deal with Capitol Records. In '76, I changed the name, or we changed the name, and I came up with the name Maze.
And the rest is history.
Absolutely, yes, sir. That is.
It's historical. I mean, you guys made the Bay Area. You got, the Escobedo family. There's so many families. Because right there, first time I met you guys around 10th Avenue.
Right on. Yeah, that was a great era for Bay Area music. Great artists came out of the Bay. Well, one of the reasons why we decided to move from Philly to the Bay Area, we left Philly in '72.
Yeah. Because
of the music that was in the Bay Area. Sly was still happening, Santana, and we were a self-contained band. So we wanted to go where these cats were. And that was one of the reasons why we moved to the Bay.
Wow, you had Journey and all the kind of groups.
Yes, sir. You were there.
It's a small town, man, but it's really powerful in music.
Oh, yeah. Just like Philly, where I'm from.
Right.
Great musical town. A lot of great artists come out of that city, as well as iconic figures. Joe Frazier. I mean, some great towns.
Right. Right. Oh, my God. Yeah. So listen, what's going on with you right now?
Well, we actually had a couple gigs just recently. We played in Atlanta at Chastain Park with Anthony Hamilton.
Okay.
At a standing O. It was the first gig we've done with TMF. First show, which was great. And then we did a festival in Houston, Texas, just recently. Went well. And we're just gearing up for the rest of the summer. We got gigs coming up. And we're just continuing, we want to keep working. You know how we are as musicians. Mm. And we're going to continue playing the Maze music, continue the legacy and the brand, which we love, undeniably. We love the music. So we're going to do that as well as incorporate original songs, because everyone in the band writes, and the longevity, their body of work, they've been and played on albums and been with some iconic artists.
Right.
So, yeah, we're going to do that. And hopefully, tour around the world. We got some things set up. We may be coming your way. We're trying to work on some things where we come there. We haven't been there in like almost 30 years in the UK.
Well, man, driving through Europe, right? I can hear all the American music that I want. And it's just not fair, because there's a lot of talent over here that would love to they just want Americans to hear them. You know what I mean? I found that out in Portugal, because I work in Portugal, and it's 10 million people there. But man, the talent is off there. Everybody plays 4 and 5 instruments and sings. I was blown away, man. You know what I mean? And they can sing in their language as well. So there's 330 million Americans, but there's 960 million Europeans. Mm-hmm. So if you guys came over, they go show up. You're from America, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, one thing I loved about the UK, and I lived there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Shepherd's Bush. And the music there, I loved it because it's so multicultural. You hear #1 songs over there, great songs that you never hear in the States. You know, I love the artists that were over there. I got involved. I had a cat that came from the States and recorded him in the UK. So, but love that culture, man. In fact, I'm a jazz guy first. My first
wow. Okay.
Jazz. So, and that's why a lot of the jazz artists can stay and live over there, because you guys are music lovers, purists, you know, and they love great music, man. And jazz is one of the purest forms of music that we have.
A lot of the greats came over here.
Europeans, they love it, man. And that's what I really was impressed by.
I started Music for Global Change because I wanted to introduce, you know, Americans to Europeans, where you can collaborate. I've written over 30 songs just like this, right? We could do that now. You had to be in the room with somebody before, right? I got a single out right now with a brother from Ghana, right? And I produced the music in reggae, but he you know, he's singing in the language of Twi. Now I'm from Oakland. I got a brother in Africa. We're doing a duet on the song, right? That's on reggae. That's the coolest thing now, man. I mean, you can just fuse all kind of stuff together by writing with people from everywhere, right?
Oh man, listen, music is so powerful, bro. I mean, just think of it like this. Nothing touches your emotions or pulls your heartstring like music, people, and animals. Think about it.
Very true.
And they all
touches you more than those three things. So music is so powerful, and it's a universal language. I mean, imagine us without it.
Well, the most beautiful thing you said, it's emotion.
Oh yeah.
Music is emotion. It can make you feel any kind of way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Tom, you got a question?
Well, I want to take you right back, Roame, to 1972, and you're driving a beat-up second-hand tour bus from Philadelphia all the way to California. Now, I can't quite figure out whether this is a biopic or it certainly should be a biopic. Can you tell us about the journey? Evidently, it was a perilous trip. I want to know a little bit more about it.
That was an incredible story. Well, actually, how that started, we had a Brill bus and converted it into a tour bus in Philly. And when we left in 72, I didn't go because I didn't want to take that long journey. So I flew to brother, stay with them. So they went from Philadelphia. The bus broke down in a rural city in Stewart, Iowa.
Oh boy.
Right.
They were in Stewart, Iowa for over a month waiting on the
wow.
No way.
Got there. It was a black band with some couple crew cats, and the parents, all the adults. Of course, it wasn't happening. They didn't want them around. They didn't want them in their town.
Yeah.
The kids rebelled, man. They protested, and the same parents and adults that tried to chase them out of town, they ended up having dinner different nights at these homes of these kids because kids protested
every time.
Hey, it's music, man. It's just nothing else. Like I said, touches you and makes you feel the way and move the way you move. And that was a great story. They ended up getting the bus fixed. Yeah. And a couple of people even went along with them to the Bay. We got to the Bay Area, or they got to the Bay Area, and we had gigs lined up. But when we got there, they fell through. So for the first 4 years, until 76, when we signed with Capitol, it was rough.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a motel across the street from Oakwood Park with pimps and
oh boy.
but we had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're waiting on a gig to come through. And we were so hard up. The bus was parked across the street from the motel.
Yeah.
And we didn't have gas money. So every day we had to push the bus to make it seem like we had been in coming so that we would get it from 72 until around 74. We started working, and that's when we met Marv.
Yeah.
But a fantastic story, man. I mean, the narrative about the band in its entirety is really special.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the trip, the Brill bus.
Should do a movie or a documentary about it.
Definitely, I was going to say, definitely biopic.
Oh, that's coming.
Yeah, because the young people need to see, after 1996 is when the internet, when they had the internet. And after that, just think about all the kids after 1996. They don't know what real human beings really sound like.
Right. Exactly.
And it's going to be our fault. It's going to be our fault if we don't leave them, because you can't. I got this competition. You can't beat the sound of a human being. That's instant gratification. That emotion coming out of you right at that time. I've seen people sing songs and never could sing them again, like the same way, right?
You know it.
Right. So it's spontaneous. And so to have some great musicians, I want kids to see real human beings picking up a tool and expressing themselves through the tool, right? You can't get that with a computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, what I call it now is, the culture is so different now, and you have modern day technology. I call it microwave society.
That's right.
Everything right away, quickly, and it's so easy now, Jet. I mean, both of you know, it doesn't take a lot to become a major star. Just one hit, but the substance to the material is just so easy for you to get in now. You don't have to play an instrument. You just a computer, man, and you become a star.
Press a
button. DJ with some headphones on,
drums,
making 6 times the money you make at a club, right?
I'm telling you, but I'm glad to say that I've been around for those different eras to know the difference. I mean, I'm talking about, I met Frankie in 69.
Yeah.
I just turned 74 in May.
Damn,
so
brother.
I've seen the different eras and appreciate there was no better era than the 60s and 70s as far as
even the clothes was better.
Oh, come on. I mean, you had iconic figures, artists from every genre of music, for one.
Right.
60s and 70s. And they're still using that music now, today. Rappers, whoever, it's still a part of the.
They can't create that kind of feeling, man.
No, man.
Like my when I started Music for Global Change, I started thinking about there's a genre that is not there. There's no platform for it. But yet it's been there for hundreds of years. And that's social conscious music, right? And so I use my hero, who is Marvin, in this fact that he said to Berry Gordy, when Berry Gordy said, "Hey man, so what you gonna do now? You got these girls going crazy and all that stuff." He goes, "Man, I gotta say something about this war. I gotta tell people what's going on." That's where that title came from.
Yeah.
Over 50 years, that record made more money than all the love songs he ever made.
Yeah.
Right? Same way with John Lennon. He wasn't the cute one. It was Paul, right? So he getting all the attention. But John was back there creating them songs, man, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't until he created Imagine. He became bigger than all the stuff he did in the Beatles. Bob Marley, he told a story about the struggle. And Nina Simone, they told about the struggle. That's why they got in controversy all the time. But it actually drove more people to them, right?
Mm.
So who is your heroes from the social conscious movement?
Always Bob. Marvin, like you said, what's going on, that being one of his biggest songs.
Ever.
And I think we as musicians kind of changed the cultures because we talked about what was really going on. Imagine. That was so, imagine, think about everything.
Imagine peace. That's what he said.
Yeah. See, I'm from that hippie era too.
Yeah.
Me and Frankie, we were hippies. We were out at the BNs and the Love-Ins and playing, everywhere, him with his acoustic guitar. And I still stand on that. That's still my belief. Love and peace. Still there. And I think what most people, and I think everybody wants, is to be loved and respected. Well, everyone has a purpose. You just have to recognize and know what that is in yourself first. Don't let anyone tell you what your purpose is.
How about that one?
You should know that. And you have to kind of live by that. Otherwise, you run into little pitfalls because you're influenced by someone else.
That's right.
You mentioned Marvin there and what's going on. Do you feel you knew Marvin? You kind of played with him. Do you feel that he knew that song was going to become as big as it was?
Yeah, I think it was a heartfelt move. I don't think it had anything with him actually knowing that. I think he just had to speak.
That's right.
Mind.
Yeah.
Speak his purpose.
True. Yeah.
I just really do. I think it was something that he had to say, and the only way he could say it universally is to sing. And it was, it was a great message.
It was a great move, a rebellious move.
Yeah, for the world.
Yeah.
And again, I go back to how music changed cultures. Just say the Beatles. I love the Beatles. Some of those bands, even from the UK, they changed the culture of music, man.
That's exactly right.
Both of you cats have been around to know that.
Yeah.
They really did.
But see, since I travel so much, right, I see it in every culture, right? It's amazing, man. I'm in Switzerland, whatever. There's always going to be a top band, in their country, right? But the rest of the world don't get to hear them. See, that's the cool thing about the old way of doing things. Music for global change won't be ran like the old way, right? I want people that write a song. I want you to make more money than anybody in business because you created the content, and content is king, right? You know what I mean? And so, but when I look at my heroes like that, and I go, we got to create a platform. There's people writing social conscious songs, but because there's no platform, there's nowhere for you to market it or sell it somewhere, right? And so I want to create that because when I found out there's over 5 billion love songs, but there's only 192 million social conscious songs. Mm-hmm. And we need them social conscious songs to infect people with goodness because life ain't all bad, right? Oh, right. So we come out here and start talking about how we can heal each other and educate each other and solve problems by using beautiful instruments around us because I'm an advocate for the human sound. You can have the computers. You can have all that. I want young people to see what the three of us saw when we were kids because if the bass player didn't come over, you didn't have bass.
There's no bass. Very true.
But you're right, man. And Maze's biggest songs are songs with a social comment. We are one. Joy and pain. Love is the key. I mean, that's what it takes sometimes, is for it to get in your head, it has to come through music. And that's a great thing.
Well, like I said, I love the part where you guys go from, staying at a hotel and trying to survive to getting out there and playing for the rest of the world. And Roame, it's nothing like when you see music lovers singing songs to you that you recorded on.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like that feeling, right?
There's no better feeling than to have thousands of people singing your song, and actually there's songs that Frank doesn't have to sing. The audience sings the songs, man. So that's basically saying how much they love the song and how much that particular song means to them. It's a great feeling. No better feeling than to have that adoration and that love from the people, your audience, your fans. It's no better feeling. Think about it. Other than sex.
Now, if you remember, after the show, everybody wants to come up and greet you and see, man, I just want to talk to that brother. I love the way he played or that's a beautiful feeling, man. But I tell you what we didn't have is what we have now, is that everybody has a phone.
Right.
So say you're entertaining and you can look out in the crowd and, man, everybody's enjoying themselves, right? And right after that song, you go, did you like that? Text me right now. You can buy it right now. They never had to move because they got the phone, right? Yeah. So you might have made another $700,000 right there because they loved that song. You just played it. And like you said, the emotion, like, man, I'm in this with these brothers and stuff like, yeah, I want that. You can do that now, where before they had to wait till after the show.
Right.
They come up and wait in line and all that, and your wife talking about, baby, we move. If we leave right now, we can save another $25, $30 on the babysitter.
So true. But yeah, man, you're right, bro.
We didn't have that. We got that now, though.
Yeah.
And streaming is just gone. That's nobody's making no money off of that.
Yeah.
Bette Midler, they spend her song 4 million times and send her a check for $114.
I heard about that.
So you ain't making no money on streaming. You got to get in front of people.
Performance, that's the key, isn't it?
And most musicians and artists want that. Nothing's better than exposure. Everybody wants to be seen.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's one of the things you want. You want to be seen, heard, recognized, part of. I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, brother.
Are you available or contactable via social media? And how can people get hold of what you guys are producing, the new stuff?
Yeah, it's tmfconcerts.com.
Okay.
And you can get all that you need, and you'll see the updates, what we've been doing, different splits of live stuff. But I think you'll enjoy it, and just stay on board, and you can see how we're moving.
Yeah.
Love you, brother. Thank you for coming on our show.
Well, thank you, guys, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.